What does it mean to love someone you've never met before? Someone who arrives like a storm, breaks every rule of reality, and still manages to make your heart feel like the most ordinary, beautiful thing in the world. Mike Wheeler was just a kid with a comic book collection and a basement full of Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. 11 was a girl with no name, no past, and enough power to move mountains with her mind. Together, they became one of the most iconic love stories in television history. Today, we're diving into their story. Not just the scenes we saw on screen, but the moments in between. A fictional retelling of what might have happened when the cameras weren't rolling. Welcome to 11 and Mike, a love that defied the darkness. The night 11 stumbled out of the woods and into their lives. Mike Wheeler was losing a campaign. His Demogorgon had just eaten half the party, Dustin was furious, and Lucas had already called it a night. It was just Mike, alone in the basement, staring at a flickering light bulb. He never expected to open the back door to find her, soaked to the bone, eyes wide with a wildness that was equal parts fear and fire. She wore a hospital gown and a number tattooed on her wrist, 011. "Are you okay?" he asked. It was the wrong question. Of course she wasn't okay. She hadn't been okay a single day of her life. But she looked at him, really looked at him, and something in her chest loosened. He wasn't running. He wasn't afraid. He was just a boy. A boy with messy hair and kind eyes who reached out his hand as though offering it to a friend was the most natural thing in the world. "Elle," she said, pointing at herself. It was the only name she had. It would become the most important name Mike Wheeler ever knew. That night, while she slept in a nest of blankets on his basement floor, Mike sat at his desk and tried to make sense of everything. His best friend was missing. His town was hiding something terrible. And now there was a girl, a strange, extraordinary girl, who had fallen into his life like a comet from another universe. He didn't know it yet, but that comet was going to change him forever. Love, when you've never been taught it, looks like watching someone eat waffles for the first time and thinking, "I would do anything to make sure they always have this." That's how it started for Mike. For Elle, love was a foreign language, but Mike was a patient teacher. He showed her TV shows and comic books. He explained what a friend was, what a promise meant. He told her she was safe, over and over, until she almost believed it. "Pretty," she said one morning, touching the fairy lights strung across the basement ceiling. Mike had put them there himself, hoping they might make her feel less like she was hiding and more like she was home. "Yeah," Mike agreed. But he wasn't looking at the lights. They built a world in that basement. Small, secret, theirs. He taught her words: hopeful, safe, promise, friend. She taught him things no textbook could. What it meant to see the world with wonder after only knowing cruelty. To be brave when you have every reason to be broken. There were hard moments too. Moments where 11's powers surged without warning. Where the walls shook. Where her eyes went distant and dark with memories Mike couldn't see. In those moments, he would sit across from her, never touching without permission, and just say her name. Elle, 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 like an anchor, like a prayer. And slowly, like a tide rolling in, she would come back to him. Loss is a strange thing when the person you've lost might still be out there, somewhere, just unreachable. When 11 closed the gate and disappeared into the void, Mike Wheeler stopped sleeping properly. He would lie in his bed and stare at the ceiling and try to calculate the exact weight of her absence. The empty chair at the lunch table, the basement that smelled faintly of Eggos and something electric. the way silence now sounded different without her in it. Every day, he picked up the phone. Every day, he put it down. What would he even say? He didn't know if she was alive. He didn't know if she could hear him. But on the worst nights, he would whisper into the dark anyway. "I'm here, Elle. I'm still here. Please come back." And in Hopper's cabin, deep in the woods, 11, alive, hidden, healing, sat cross-legged on the floor. She pressed her palms to the ground, closed her eyes, and reached through the dark space between them. She couldn't speak to him, but she could feel him. That thread of warmth, still there, still waiting. Love, she was learning, didn't require the same room. It didn't even require the same world. It just required two people who refused to let go. When Mike saw her again, really saw her, standing in the real world, breathing, whole, he felt every held breath of the past year escape his body at once. He didn't say anything clever. He didn't have a speech prepared. He just ran. And she met him halfway, because that's what they had always done. They had always met each other halfway. "I thought," he started. "I know," she said quietly, holding his face in her hands the way she had learned to hold precious things. Gently, like they might dissolve. "I heard you. Every time." Growing up after that was complicated. Two kids carrying the weight of monsters and government secrets and a literal alternate dimension. It doesn't exactly make for a normal adolescence. There were arguments. There were misunderstandings. There were moments where the gap between Mike's ordinary life and 11's extraordinary trauma felt as wide as the Upside Down itself. But they fought for each other. Through every awkward school dance, every clumsy phone call, every frustrated silence, they fought. Because some loves are worth the fight. Some loves are the reason you fight at all. Here's what nobody tells you about the people who survive impossible things together. Eventually, they get to have quiet. Imagine them, years later, older, calmer, carrying their scars like old friends. Mike has grown into someone thoughtful and steady. All that love he poured into others as a kid has settled into something mature and intentional. 11 has found her name, Jane, and with it, a sense of self that doesn't depend on what she can do, but who she is. They sit on a rooftop one summer evening, sharing a bag of chips, watching the kind of sunset that makes you believe the world isn't entirely terrible. Somewhere in the distance, music from a neighborhood barbecue floats up to them. "Do you ever miss it?" Mike asks. "The intensity of it all?" Elle thinks about it for a long moment. "No," she finally says. "I like this better. This is real." And that, perhaps, is the most radical thing 11 has ever done with her power. Chosen the ordinary. Chosen the gentle Tuesday evenings and the shared chips, and the boy who once handed her a blanket in a basement and made her feel, for the first time in her life, that she was worth protecting. Mike reaches over and takes her hand. No words needed. They have never needed many words. They have always spoken best in small gestures. A hand extended, a name repeated like a lifeline, a hug that carries a year of grief inside it. The sun goes down. The stars come out. And in Hawkins, Indiana, that strange, haunted, beloved little town, two people who once fought the literal end of the world decide to simply be. 11 and Mike's love story isn't just about romance. It's about what happens when two lonely people find each other in the middle of chaos and decide, against every odd, to stay. It's about a boy who believed in a girl when she couldn't believe in herself, and a girl who showed a boy that the world, even the dark, terrifying, monster-filled version of it, is worth saving when there's someone in it worth saving it for. friends don't lie. And if they could tell each other one truth, just one, it might be this: I found you in the dark, and I would find you again. That's all for today's video. If you're a Stranger Things fan who cried at literally every Mileven scene, first of all, same, drop a heart in the comments below. And if you want more fictional deep dives and love story retrospectives, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss one. Until next time. Stay curious, stay kind, and remember, even in the upside down, love finds a way. See you in the next one.